Today I'm going to be heading off to the Scranton Farmers Market, but before that, we got to load truck. And that's basically going to include mostly everything that is in this cooler. Which, if you've seen my past videos, you'll know that we've been working hard to get all this picked. And now that we've had frost, all of our peppers are done, so whatever's here is what's left for the season. One thing we need is 50-pound bags. We try not to take these off the truck because they're so heavy unless a customer wants them, so we're gonna get these done and get them all the way in front. So we just got everything palletized. We have around 6 pallets all together. Basically, just about everything we have is like cabbage, cauliflower, no broccoli, assorted peppers, bags of potatoes, crates of potatoes, and that's about it. Basically, it's just peppers, potatoes, and cabbage and cauliflower. No corn, no more. No broccoli, no kale, no watermelon, no red beets, no red tomatoes. We do have green tomatoes. All right, so we have one more skid to go. Each week we're taking less and less. At peak summer we're taking all the way to the back, sometimes double stacked. Now we're gonna have one more bin and then have room for at least 2 or 3 more, but like I said, we just don't have the stuff to take. So we just arrived here at the Scranton Farmers Market. Starting to get set up. Truck is completely unloaded besides the 50-pound bags. We got all of our cauliflower. This one variety of cauliflower is kind of like purpley, just where the frost hit it. So we think that's what might have done it. Just when the frost burned off, it for some reason turned purple. I don't really know if that's the case or what, but it seems like down on the edges where the leaves were covering, it's not frosted. And so we don't have a ton. Don't even know if we'll fill up all of our table space, but we're gonna try so it looks full and nice.
What do you think? You like something like me to do?
So I don't exactly know at what point in the day this is, but the wind started picking up like crazy, as you can see the way everything's blowing around. This time of year, the market is never crazy busy. Like peak summer, we will have a line all the way down, basically our entire stand. The whole midway is filled. It's just crazy. This time of year, you don't seem to really have that. You'll have people just coming here and there, but it does also seem like the people that come are buying more in bulk. I mean, maybe they're freezing, maybe they want to stock up because they're not going to be coming back again. Whatever the case, at least the orders are bigger, so it does help out with selling our product. This time of year, we also don't have as many people. It's myself, my pap, and our 2 helpers. Besides that, you know, we don't really need anybody else because there's no trouble handling it. As for myself, I kind of just fill everything, make sure everything is going good. I don't exactly do the selling. That's everybody else's job. I can just kind of manage and make sure everything is full, everything is pretty, and make sure it looks good to the customer. So the day is just about over with. We have 1 hour left. We had a pretty decent day, honestly. The only thing that's left is potatoes, but we did bring a lot of those. And then everything else is on the table. Sold all the cauliflower, almost all the cabbage. But bags of potatoes didn't go quite as good as I was hoping today. So it is almost 10:30 here at night. I would like to say Sammy and I, but mostly Sammy has, I guess, well, this is called blanching and freezing broccoli. I guess this is the blanching part, which is cutting it up into small chunks, putting it in boiling water for 3 minutes, and then cooling it down in ice water immediately, as fast as possible. And then once you get it cooled down, you can see how it's still steaming there. We'll put it in freezer bags, which Sammy already has marked. Beautiful. If you've seen in my last video, we were picking this just about the end of the broccoli for the season, but now we can enjoy it all winter long until next year. So now that the broccoli's cooled down, we're gonna tuck it in the bag. Basically, we're just gonna fill the bag up. And that is it.
I think that's good. Yeah.
That's good.
Okay.
And we're gonna try and get as much air out of it as possible.
Squeeze it.
You don't squeeze it. And that is it. Yes, that's it. We really don't know what we're doing.
Oh.
Wow, I'm not real good at it.
No.
I think it's because your hands are in the way. More?
Yeah, that's good.
This is a half bushel of broccoli. It was like a little over level full. Had to plug the tractor in this morning to make sure she's gonna start. Gonna be lifting plastic today with our pretty new plastic lifter. With ease. First row didn't go the greatest. The plastic was really breaking down, so as I was trying to lift it, it just kept like separating. But the lifter did its job, it did what it was supposed to. The plastic is just so brittle though that you couldn't help that. But now I'm on the third row in and it seems to be doing a much better job. You can see how there the plastic is staying together. It looks really good. But yet the sides are lifted out of the ground. Actually, the wind is picking it right up out of the dirt, which is making it even better for us. Now this is a 3-acre field, so it's a lot of plastic. I think there's 11 rows altogether, but they're like over 1,000, maybe 1,200 foot long, something close to that. And so it's gonna take days to get this up. This plastic lifter makes it much easier and easier just on whoever's picking it up. But they do make plastic wrappers, which I've seen other farmers, like Farmer Dre uses them in his strawberries. I'm just afraid that it's gonna keep breaking and ripping as we're trying to lift it out of the ground. But if it works, even if it works for the half, it's still saving a lot of time and money and just bodily strain picking up all that plastic by hand. But we don't have that now, so we are just gonna have to make do with how we've always done it. My thought is maybe getting a dumpster like we've done in previous years and standing in the dumpster and just pulling the plastic right into there. That way you're not taking the time rolling it up and then transferring into the dumpster. So I don't know, we'll have to see, but the guys are here today. They're actually working on picking peppers, which I'm amazed with, but Mom and Dad said there's still some out there. So Oliver came and the guys finished up with their peppers, and I wasn't really ready in the strawberries, which is right above the old sweet corn field. So we started here on the walk. We finished up the early season pickles, cucumbers, and zucchini, and now we're working on the cantaloupe and watermelon. I have Oliver falling behind because, as you can see, the weeds are blocking up. I have to keep stopping and going and getting out of the tractor and cleaning it off. So it's just nice while I have him here to help me. That way it just makes the whole process go faster. And then once that's all done, once we get all this out of the ground, I mean, we're gonna help the guys get this in the dumpster. That way it's done. We do have rain coming tonight, and once rain comes, that really makes it hard. Not hard, but it makes it really disgusting to pick up because it's all muddy, it's all disgusting, and it's not something you really want to do. We are fighting hurricane-like winds right now. Me and Oliver got these 3 rows picked up. And now the wind just gets a hold of him and just rips. He's in the back trying to pull it through. He's not only getting 3 rows of plastic, but he's also getting 3 rows of drip tape. And actually, we got tangled up. I gotta go farther forward. Hold on, I gotta go forward, Oliver. Plastic's supposed to be here. It's all in the corn. Oliver's fighting an absolute nightmare. It's just a giant kite is really all it is. I think we can just yank it all in from here. Absolutely crazy conditions right now. So we left the guys up in the plastic, and now we have another order of 50 cauliflower and 100 cabbage. So we can only haul 1 bin at a time. We're just gonna get the cauliflower for now. But the stuff we've been passing up has now grown to a bigger size, and we can just about pick all of it here for the order. If you've seen the past videos, you'll know that when we do it for an order, we always leave the leaves on. Cauliflower damage is very easy, and when I say that, I mean like if you touch the head with a little bit too much pressure, you won't really notice it right away, but within the next hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, that's gonna start, that spot where you touched it is gonna start to turn brown and then get like a blackish in the next day. And obviously, if this is going to somebody who's gonna then be selling it and they don't sell it for another day or 2, and it's got all those marks on it, they're not gonna be happy. So we always try and be very, very careful not to damage or touch the head in really any way, shape, or form. These are the self-wrapping heads, but underneath all that layering is really nice white cauliflower. So it's almost 5 o'clock. We're just finishing up now for the day. Here is the bin of cabbage. Big heads. They're starting to grow finally again. Bin of cauliflower. These are both for the order my dad will take out tomorrow. And then, I can't believe it, but the guys got 15 baskets of bell peppers. And we ended up with 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bushel. Because they're 5/8 baskets. So we ended up with all these. They're definitely getting harder to pick. They're definitely showing signs of frost damage, so you gotta be really careful when you're picking them. Out of those, this is what the guys picked that are very questionable, not sure if they're gonna rot or not. So I put them in baskets separate. That way if we wanna use them, or if we wanna sell them for seconds, whatever the case may be, at least we're not just throwing them away. We'll give them a chance to see what goes on with them. We washed another 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 baskets of onions. And so that's basically it. We're gonna work on more plastic tomorrow. Not sure if I'm gonna be here because I'm gonna be hunting just about all day. If any of you guys are hunters, you'll know that right now is like peak rut, and if you're gonna be in the woods, now's the time. Okay, so it's the next day here. It's pretty cold out. I think today's the high of like 44, something like that. And so we're gonna be doing some winterizing again. Mom has already been in both of our greenhouses and our high tunnels, getting the buckets out of here, taking down the dosatron, unhooking all the lines. But we have this line here that goes out to our high tunnel underneath the ground, and we don't want that to freeze because I think frost is like 3 feet or something like that. So we gotta blow that out. But first I gotta come down here to the lower high tunnel and see if Mom has this unhooked. She actually has this block in front of the door. Oh, huh. So that's what she was saying, Mom was saying how this door broke. Didn't really break, but it's supposed to go in. Somehow the wind pushed it out and snapped off our plastic like flange we had on the bottom. So now that's gonna have to get cut off. I'll have to go in through the side here. Okay, she does have this unhooked. So basically I'm just gonna blow the water out. This is already open, let it flow. It's fastened to here and we had it coming down to there. That way the wind wouldn't blow up under, especially like in the winter months, but maybe I can break it. There it goes. It's already broken anyway. So I got my blower. This works pretty good. I wish I had a little more power, but it's not bad. So I'm just gonna keep repeating that process like 10 to 20 times until I can just get as much out as possible. At least if I can get it, because the hydrant comes up, makes 90 and comes out. So if I can at least get all the water out to where it gets below that 90, it'll send a little bit better chance of not freezing, because if that freezes and busts, it's gonna be a huge pain. We're gonna have to dig the line up, find where it's busted or froze and replace it, and that's not something we wanna do. So that's done. Now I'm over here in what we call number 2, which is just the second greenhouse. We always have some weeds come up throughout the summer. It's amazing with how there's no moisture in here, they can still grow. Also, the bunnies love to come in, which, I mean, I don't know what we could do to keep them out. We can't keep the doors closed. It'll literally get 150 degrees in here. But the bunnies come in and they always end up chewing these lines, which we could pick them up, but we don't usually. We will now maybe for the winter though. I don't see many chewed ones as of yet, but I don't want to jinx myself. They also love to come over here and they dig holes and just make a mess out of everything. So unfortunately, all that's going to have to get cleaned up. I'm just going to blow out our big hoses here, make sure there's no water left in those so they don't bust. And then these two are good. Not really much in there, just a little bit. I mean, Mom drained them out the best she could, so I'm just getting any little bit that's left. Pulled the header line out. This is now completely done. This high tunnel is now completely finished for the season. Mom has went through and cleaned all of the tomatoes, green, red, big, small. Everything that we wanted is now complete. As you can see, there's still some tiny ones here and there, but we still do have the entire lower high tunnel to get. And I think we have 6 or 10 boxes of green in the shed right now. We know what we can sell for the most part. We know what is going to go bad. We know what's going to last. And we know that with what we have and what we're going to get, that's going to be plenty for us for the entire rest of the season. A lot of people ask us at market, are these green tomatoes going to turn red? There's a chance. We've seen it happen, but also there's a chance that it could just rot before turning red because it's not even turning slightly pink. And so we don't want to obviously basically false advertise. If it's not going to be good, you know, we're going to try and tell them that, but there is always the chance. And so if they would all turn red and we could comfortably say that and be confident in our answer, we could sell every tiny little green tomato that there is in here, but that's just not the case. And so we're going to sell them all as green tomatoes and we'll go from there. So now when we have the time, whether it's myself or the guys, we're going to start cutting all the strings, pulling the post, getting rid of the tomato plants, and just getting the entire place cleaned up with weeds and all the debris.